You have now arrived at Stadium and Gale.
The snap, the kick, it's been blocked again! Oh my! It's been blocked again! He's going to heave one deep down the field. It's going to be to the goal line. It's going to be caught! It's a touchdown! And the Gators have won the game! Tyreek Cleveland! Oh my! I can't believe what I just saw! Dropping back to throw, pops and fires the ball over the middle. It's Dory! It's Dory! Got a touchdown! Dory's got a touchdown! Oh my! Dory's got a touchdown! Hands it off to Harvin. He comes back. Say goodbye.
Ahmad Black, in his final game as a Gator, takes it all the way home and sends Urban out a winner.
You have now arrived at Stadium and Gale.
Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Stadium and Gale. It's your boy Corey.
It's Dan.
And Delatorre.
2-5 will be here in a moment. In a few moments, he's on Daddy Dooley solo, but we got my man Nick Delatorre back in the building, man, after a brief hiatus. How you feeling, my guy?
I'm alive. It feels good to be alive. Got my first Father's Day in. Yeah, long time coming, but
Got your first
happy
pair
to be
of
here.
socks?
No, what did I get? I haven't opened these yet. These are from my parents. I haven't opened those yet.
We got like Christmas gifts, huh? I don't get that type of treatment. That's crazy. These packages, mine just come in the if it's from Marshalls, it's just in the home goods bag. If it's Abercrombie, it's like an Abercrombie bag. That's it, bro. No wrapping going on.
It feels like a picture. Feels like a picture frame.
Okay.
If I'm going back to 6 years old, 8 years old, fondling the Christmas presents that are under the tree. I'm coming back, Dan. I'm back.
I'm glad, dude. I'm glad you're back. You know, there's a couple people that said they missed the bantering of the show. I think Velo said it was his favorite part of the show, but more than anything, man, just super glad you're back. We'll get the whole band get back together here momentarily, but Nick, I'm over the moon that you're back and you're healthy and everything else.
Yeah, pneumonia, sepsis, rhabdo. I just call it rhabdo. I can't pronounce it. Yeah. Serious stuff. Took my health for granted until I was on a ventilator for a while. So back in the gym, losing some of those dad pounds. The gray has not left along with the extra pounds.
The gray never goes away. Once it's there,
That's wisdom.
I've looked at some pictures of myself from 3-4 years ago. I'm like, man, you just don't realize how quick it happens. And then, that beard that used to be nice, illustrious brown is, just like baby white. And
I used to have a Jay Leno white stripe, and then that army has just marched.
Yeah,
that just
I gave up quick, man. I had like a 1 year of just hitting the beard dye.
Little pain.
I was just like, you know what? I don't have time for this, man. Like,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, aging is fine. Like nobody wants to age, bro. It's okay to get older, bro. Like, you just gotta do it gracefully.
It's better than the alternative.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
New thing.
I don't want to say it with Nick around, but
actually, Black Don't Crack. Silk's 73. Just looks great. Looks fantastic. I look 73 at 36. Silk is actually 73.
Yeah, I'm actually 73, man. Great shape.
Fantastic shape.
How was Father's Day for you, Corey?
It was pretty solid, man. I had a good one. It's Harlem's birthday as well, so he takes the thunder every year. This may be, I think, the fourth time like it's fell on his birthday, and I'm just used to it, man. I love it. I get to enjoy the kids. Got dope gifts. Went out to brunch at Saito's. We eat there every year for my son. That's his thing for his birthday.
So we got hibachi, right?
Yeah, hibachi is his thing.
Okay.
He loved the hibachi and harassing those guys to do tricks for him. Pause.
Ooh, no.
But no, I had a good time, man. No complaints. Went to go see my dad. Got some fishing in. The sun wore me out, so I'm rejuvenating from that all day today. Just been trying to catch back up on rest. But we got to get you to lose the condoms, man. You can join us next year.
Happy not a Father's Day to you, Dan.
Thank you. 37 years in a row for me. I am a dog dad this week, but it reminded me, Corey, of that tweet that you had whenever you talk about hibachi restaurants and whether the cooks are just sitting in the back like strippers waiting to be called. Like, next up to the grill is Hiroto.
Yeah.
Hiroto.
Actually, I got a Guatemalan young fella this time. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I think Trump put tariffs on hibachi chefs.
Hot take shouldn't be a hot take because I've never had a bad food take, never had an incorrect food take. All hibachi restaurants are the same.
I would say
they're all the same. Everyone that's like, oh, this is the best one. I'm like, they're all the same.
No, I think that there's like diminishing return after a certain point. You know what I mean? I think that there's like bad and then there's good, but I think there's not like an excellent or like that much better. I think Makoto, the salad dressing, that ginger salad dressing, I think that place is apparently better. It's in Melbourne. No offense to Melbourne. It's not on the destination list for me to head back to soon. But if I do, check out Makoto.
I tell you what, they don't hit the same too because I don't eat butter, right? So
God, yeah. And that's in
it's terrible without butter, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It's really mid food if you don't have the butter in hibachi.
What do they do? They throw amounts of butter that would make Paula Deen blush onto the hibachi grill. So what do you say? Like, excuse me, I need some real estate over in that corner.
For sure. So I told them beforehand, they actually have any allergies. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't do any dairy, so no butter. And then she tells me the rice that they have, the fried rice, already got butter on it so I had to get white rice. They did it with oil. The seasoning is mid. Once you ain't got that butter, you taste it for what it really is. I had mahi. It's just the fried rice and vegetables, but it was very terrible. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
It was very terrible. Happy Father's Day. Yeah. This brings me back to what you said. So what's the difference between Mother's Day and Father's Day?
Love,
and you deadpanned and you said love. I'm like, okay.
Love. There was no wait anywhere. Like seriously, everywhere we went, we walk in City Place down here in West Palm, and like the parking was a breeze, close parking. We get the Saitos, man. You walk straight through. There's no way. Every table was available. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Church was empty.
I went to church.
Oh, nice.
Went to church. They had a dad give the homily. Thought, okay, cool. We're gonna be in and out.
A dad, a particular dad, or like somebody, a father?
No, somebody, a father from the community,
but not a father from the Catholic Church.
Not an ordained minister. No.
I think I just got to get this cleared up.
Yes, a dad, not a father, not the father.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Pope. The Pope's a White Sox fan. What a time.
Nick, so much has happened.
What a time.
We had a punter get drafted. We have a new Pope. We've got war breakout in the Middle East.
We're on the baseball run. It ended a little wicked, but we went on a nice little baseball run while you were out too, man.
Oh, I was Lou Brown in Major League after his heart attack, just watching. The TV sucked, so I watched on my phone, closer up holding it. But yeah, I went down first round of the draft, and I was on the ventilator for a while. They don't know what kind of brain function is going to be there because the ventilator was breathing for me, and luckily it's a low bar that I had set
had to get back
to begin with. But my dad comes in later at night. I'm still ventilated, and I'm like writing questions. This looks like the scribblings of a madman because I can't talk.
Right.
So it's only one-sided writing. And I was just like, who'd we draft? Him? What the? And they were like, all right, he's still there. he's still in there. So yeah, I was complaining about the Dolphins draft as a Dolphins fan would.
I mean, yeah, we once again are going to fight for mediocre.
This is my high school teammate. What up, Steve?
Also, our Mountain, Dan the Man. I don't get a lot of shout outs in here.
He calls you the man too. That's crazy.
I'll tell you.
That's an entire Disney ride shouting you out.
That's a damn paid bot right there.
Shout out to Space Mountain. I'll tell you what, the first time I ever went on Space Mountain, the lights were on. Hits very differently when you can see the ride.
Lights on in Space Mountain?
Yeah, they had some sort of malfunction. I said, well, can you still ride the roller coaster if we have a electric malfunction here? They're like, oh yeah, it's all good.
But shout out to our Florida Panthers, Dan. One game away from another Stanley Cup. Another.
We're not
back
doing
to back.
This. We're not doing
back to back. Our South Florida Stanley the Panther Stanley Cup.
All right.
Flex on them, bro.
We are
flex on them.
We're drifting off path here. So let's
I'm talking hockey. The train has derailed.
Yeah. We've got a big show. We've got Grant Holloway. We've got Jayden Woods. We got a lot to talk about recruiting wise. We got some team stuff to talk about. So let's get into a Brunt Insurance ad read. Nick, you know your responsibility. Hopefully you haven't forgotten. And we'll get on with the show.
Stadium and Gale is powered, fueled, sponsored by the great folks at Brunt Insurance and Financial Services. Anything you need insured, and I do mean anything, your life, trailer, motorcycle, boat, bicycle. If it move and got wheels, my man Greg can insure it. And if you just want to save some money, if you got whatever insurance, you just want to see if you can save some money because the economy ain't doing the best. Just visit bruntinsurance.com and you get an absolutely free quote. And also, if you don't feel like going on the internet, you give them a call at 954-589-2204. Greg is a Gator himself. Support local business. Greg Insures My Home. Been working with Greg for years, man. So make sure y'all support another Gator. 954-589-2204. Big coverage, big policies, Brunt Insurance and Financial Service.
Greg, what it do, baby?
Good to see. You've been working on your lungs, man. I like that, bro. You sound stronger.
Coughing, they're getting better though.
You do sound good. I appreciate everybody from the comments. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the retweet button if you're watching on X. Ryan, I assume that you're saying welcome back to Nick. Unless you haven't been listening to the show for the last 7 weeks. I've been here the whole time. If you thought I was gone, feel free to go back and listen.
Man.
Yeah.
I've been potting solo on here, man.
Yeah. So Nick, while you were gone, we planned an event that you'll be at on July 27th at 1 p.m. at First Magnitude Brewing. We're doing our Independent Gator Media Day with us, High Top Sports and Gators Breakdown, presented by the Sachs Law Group. Tickets are available. You can find that on Twitter. I will post the link in the YouTube chat as well. So go join us. We are going to do a live stream with High Top and with Gators Breakdown. We're going to bring a bunch of other independent folks that are out in the Gator podcasting world and in the Gator media world and content creation out to join us. So feel free and go visit that link. It's going to be a posh link, and I will put that in the show notes as well for you. But again, come hang out with us on July 27th in Gainesville at First Magnitude Brewing. Tickets are $25. You will get a free drink with that. We're going to have food. There's going to be a food truck. It's going to be a good time of just hanging out with your favorite Gator podcast and media folks that are involved. So again, July 27th, First Magnitude Brewing in Gainesville.
Get your tickets. It's going to be a doozy. We hanging out. Big content on the way, man.
So just put the link in the chat. We'd love to have you there. Grant Holloway will be joining us in about 10, 12 minutes. But before we do that, do want to talk about some Florida Gators news. On June 1st, Stefan Shivers was arrested, involved in an incident in Tallahassee. It was announced today that he's no longer with the program. Obviously, a big freshman on that defensive tackle position, a guy that probably was going to play sparingly this year, but certainly Florida I think they made the right choice, but has the position where they are still a little bit bleak at the defensive tackle depth of what they have. So, guys, your thoughts, not necessarily on the incident itself, but what would you guys do at that defensive tackle position?
I mean, even with the incident itself, I I mean, you just seeing it. Guys have gotten in trouble since Billy's been there. There's not been a whole lot, but you've seen some traffic stuff here and there with guys, have gotten into some things. But you're kind of seeing where he kind of draws the line with Shivers getting dismissed. But it's a blow. Like he's a freshman, but we were gonna count on him this fall. Like that position was already thin at a strong position last year. That was a position of strength for us. So now I think it's a position of not strength. We're gonna have to pray for a lot of health at that spot. If we get a couple injuries, you start moving guys and playing them out of position, it could get wicked. Nose tackle is different than a traditional defensive tackle. I'm preaching to fanatics here, but you need guys that could just eat up space like Big Desmond Watson. I thought Shivers was the guy that can. You don't want to count on a freshman for a lot of snaps, but he was going to give us some meaningful snaps in spot duty, I think, this fall. And you're missing the guy that was going to help us out. So, it's not a good thing.
Yeah, I just threw up the depth chart. I was doing that or not depth chart, scholarship chart. I was going through that today. Caleb Banks, Brian Taylor's played a little bit of defensive tackle. I think Banks could play some there. Obviously, Jamari Lyons will play nose tackle. Makai Barrow can play nose.
That Brendan Beck bit was probably a good one at this point.
Yeah. And then you've got a guy like Tyreek Sapp who has done it before, but he's undersized. He clearly came into his own last year, being able to play outside and just stay out there. But a guy who, in a pinch, is a veteran, has done it, can do it. I also don't want to see it, but like LJ McCray, like you're just looking for a bigger body. Like you really only have Banks, Lyons, Burrow, and Bet's south of 300, I think.
I know he's like 280. Yeah. Mbachu and McLeod, they're not going to be, really guys. I mean, they're going to probably both have to play. I mean, Mbachu's only been playing for a couple seasons of football. I think he still has a lot to learn. Obviously Jamari Lyons is also coming off a pretty catastrophic leg injury. So you have to hope that you get out of him what you were anticipating, what you saw a little bit when he was playing 2 seasons ago. But we have not seen much out of Brian Taylor at UF. Obviously a JUCO guy that came here. Caleb Banks is Caleb Banks, and he's a potential first-round talent for a reason. But if something happens or you're in a dogfight, just not having, that person is just going to be tough. And I don't know if they're going to move Sapp in again.
If I'm Sapp, I'd be really mad if I do it my money year, right? Because I think he could possibly make a ton of money playing at his natural position. But he's a team first guy. Yeah, he don't do whatever he got to do to win football games. But ideally, in your year, you're about to go to the league. The projection and the mocks have been pretty good. With where they're putting him at position wise, it'll be tough, for him to slide inside and play out of position again. Why it's good for just NFL to see you play different spots. I just don't see him being an inside guy in the NFL, so I don't know what value that could be. Like he would never play defensive tackle in the NFL in my mind.
No, and I think I left Boris Brown off that list as well. But Tavoris.
Tavoris
Brown.
Yeah.
How big are those guys? Is what I mean.
He's a legit 6'7", and like 290. He's long and lean. Like it's not a nose tackle.
Yeah, 6'7", 290. You're gonna have to.
I mean, he's gonna have to play, but you want guys to be able to eat up a couple linemen to be able to free those linebackers behind him. And I don't know if those guys are like that's decent size, but it's not Shivers, it's not Desmond Watson, just eating up a lot of space size. That's what this makes Deontay Robinson exit tougher too, right? Like he was a guy that could have played snaps there.
That's one that maybe Greg Smith has something to do with that. They both end up at UNC with Bill Belichick's granddaughter girlfriend. That's the one that doesn't make sense to me because like Deontay Robinson was going to play a bunch. I don't know what kind of money they got, but whatever the reason was, you'd feel a lot better depth-wise if you had Fleazy in the mix.
100%.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Tough, obviously a terrible situation. But obviously Florida is in a tough position depth chart wise at that role now. So be interesting to see. I know Rob, you had the comment. Nick, did you share that, or did I accidentally about getting a guy in a graduate guy in the transfer portal? I'm not sure who's on the market or if they're going to go after.
Yeah, I was going through rankings today. The guys that are like still uncommitted are in like the 500s in terms of ranking. I think looking at Florida's roster, I think what they have now is what you're going to roll with.
Yeah, it's probably a little too late to bring somebody in.
It's June 16th. I mean, Brown showed up, last year during fall camp, like second day of fall camp, just walked on. It was like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah. Hey guys, where do I go?
Yeah, exception, not the rule.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see. I guess there's always a possibility, but Florida finds itself a little weak at the defensive tackle, or pardon me, at the nose tackle position, just in terms of depth. So we'll see. Obviously, pray to the family that was involved. Let's see here. Other news. I meant to pull this up. I do want to talk a little bit about basketball. The Gators are going to play Kentucky twice next season, which is cool. Florida also announced that they're going to be playing at Duke at Cameron Indoor Stadium, which will be a really cool SEC ACC matchup. I don't know when the last time Florida played at Duke. I don't remember, but I'm not a basketball historian, so that'll certainly be. Duke is always a formidable opponent, and obviously will be good next year. I think they're near the top. Where Florida is for preseason national championship picks, but that will certainly be a great game. I know they play Arizona. I know that they play UConn. They play Duke. It should be a really fun season to watch Gators basketball. So
first trip to Durham since 1998.
Okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure there's a small portion of Gator fans that take off their orange and blue and put on that musty blue and white with the devil logo. So, they're going to be fresh out of football season into their closet, getting weird. And then we're going to beat them with that weird devil outfit on.
You can catch me at Cameron Indoor on December 2nd. Have to be there.
You got to hold it down, man.
I saw
going crazy. You got to swing on somebody, calm them boys down.
It is a very small arena.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. It's cramped. It's small. It's built up high and narrow. It's a cool
vibes are high, but place is kind of a dump. Vibes are high.
Yeah, the vibes are high, but it is kind of a dump. Yeah, I got a tour back in, I think, 2011. I was over there, and they walked us around, and I was like, man, I just kind of thought something different. The facade and the outside of the building is beautiful, but the inside is just kind of dumpy, Yeah. Hopefully none of the Duke fans are listening. Brandon Connell, of course, knew when Florida last played. Brandon Connell's our encyclopedia. We should bring him on as a producer and fact checker. He might be a little too busy fact checking Nick throughout the entire show.
I don't need that.
In case Nick in his lives. Will, what's up? Will Mazzell in the comments. He's saying that that D line is gonna be fine.
We gonna be all right.
I like it. What's up, Will? Appreciate them workout tips from my son, man.
Nick, I want to get your thoughts. So there's an article on SB Nation from Joseph Acosta. He ranked all 16 SEC programs from best to worst. Number 1 was Texas. Number 2 is Georgia. Number 3 was our Florida Gators. Too high, too low? What are your guys' thoughts? I think number 3 is about the highest I've seen the Gators ranked by not overall, but third in the SEC. Not high enough. What you guys think? Do you potentially buy into that the Gators could be that good?
Ask Nick first. Nick, what's up, man? I've been lying to these people for weeks, so come talk to us.
You said Gators D-line. I don't know that I've looked at the other.
No.
No. Just overall team is the third best team in the SEC. It had LSU, Alabama, the rest of the SEC. You know the teams.
Whole outfit.
This is an audio platform.
Yeah. I mean, 3 is.
He getting his Charlie Chaplin on.
First time, long time. Yeah, I would put Florida probably upper middle class, so like around 4, 5, 6.
Okay,
4 to 7. 4 would be like lower upper class. 7 would be like middle, right in the middle of the pack. A lot of it is going to rely on one, DJ Lagway, him remaining healthy, him playing to what we expect him to play to. And a lot of it will be on the defense as well. Like Will said, the defensive line's nasty. I like the secondary. You're just a little bit light in places. Like injuries could make this team scary. If you're looking at like, what do they have? 7, Devin Moore, Caraway, Johnson, Cormani, and then like Grimsley, Foster. Like there's 4 guys at corner that you're like, okay, yeah, they can definitely play. We've seen them play, and then a bunch of freshmen. So like there's a couple injuries away from being like, okay, like somebody asked when I put the depth or the scholarship chart up, and they were like, well, who's going to be 3 or who's going to be 2 and 3? And I'm like, it's Warner, Millen and Bailey. And they're like, well, how do you not know who the third is? I'm like, my guy, if we're talking about who the third quarterback is, we're talking about a bunch of other stuff before that. Like the season has gone off the rails. There's just, I think the margin of error is still thin based on depth in certain areas.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think everything. My bad.
No, I was just going to say we do have Grant waiting in the waiting room here. So Corey, get your take off as quickly but as astutely as possible, and we'll bring him on.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think every team is going to have some depth issues, at least at 1 or 2 spots. I'm not mad at 4 cornerbacks because I think all 4 of those guys can play, and we run through 4 injury wise. Then like that's a different type of conversation. One of
those 4 has played in half of the games he's been on campus for.
Yeah, I don't care about it. I think you're going to get the top Florida DBs. You got guys that can play, and our room is full of the top tier defensive backs in the state in the last 3-4 years. So you got guys that can go play. The talent is there. The only thing that's scaring me is defensive tackle. I want to see what my safeties do because there's a lot of unprovenness in that room. But overall, from a total team, yeah, I think we're a top 3 team in the SEC. Like the talent is there. Explosive playmakers. You got guys that are bona fide difference makers at the right spots, man. I think we're gonna be able to rush the passer. I think our linebackers we got the best linebacker group in the SEC. I think our receiver group is gonna be one of the top in the country. I think our running back group is one of the top in the country. I think we got one of the best quarterbacks in the country, if not the best. Offensive line, we got one of the best offensive lines in the country. You got the recipes to be a top 3 team, and most of the league is going to have unproven players at the quarterback position. I like our home slate. It's just going to come down to in-game coaching if Billy improve. But yeah, this is a top 3 team in the SEC. It's a top 10 team in the country.
Yeah, 100%. Agree with you guys. All right, let's get Grant on. Before we do that, let's give a quick shout out to our friends over at Home Field Apparel. Go visit homefieldapparel.com. Use promo code Stadium and Gale at checkout. Get 15% off of your order. Vintage shirts, baseball pullover. They got the corduroy hat. They have that starter looking jacket thing that'll come out when it's cool enough to wear a starter jacket looking thing. But go visit Home Field Apparel. They've been a longtime sponsor. They continue to be a sponsor because you guys continue to support them. Go visit homefieldapparel.com. Use promo code Stadium and Gale at checkout, and you'll get all one word. With that, we welcome one of the most elite track runners in the world, a 2-time Olympic medalist in 2021, and then in silver, and then 2024 gold, a 4-time outdoor world champion. And I saw here doing research, He won 94 straight indoors hurdle matches. Grant Holloway. Welcome.
I was going to say, Dan, you're going to have to cut off the introduction at some point. Grant's got a place to go. If we keep going through everything, it'll be a while.
Nick, you were talking. You weren't even talking for like 10 seconds while he was waiting in the green room.
Sorry. Well, he showed up and that zipper was down. I had about to tell him, Grant, this is a family show.
Hey, look, man, it feels so funny because every now and then on my Twitter, when I'm not going crazy on there talking about random stuff or tweeting about wine or Call of Duty or whatever, I always see it pop up, and I was like, man, I gotta reach back out. I gotta get back on the show. And then literally a week ago, my like you said, it's a family, so I always say my brother. So my brother reached out to me, and I was at a training camp actually in Oregon. And then now I double back, and now I'm back in Gainesville for 2 or 3 days, and then I get going to Paris. So definitely glad to be on the show. Thanks for having me, guys. You guys are doing big things here in Gainesville, and I'm glad I could be a part of it.
Well, it's good to have you back, man. It's been probably 4 years. I think it was before you went to that 2021 Olympics that we last had you on, and we didn't even have video back then. We just did it all over the phone. And so it's good to have you back. 2-time Olympic medalist, and now you've got Paris in the not too distant future. Talk to us a little bit about what you've been up to over the last couple of years, man.
Yeah, man. Like I said, the introduction was hilarious. I don't know if they saw my reaction while I was in the green room or not, or if I was already live, if I was in the green room. But I think the last time we did talk was either right before. Hello, KD.
I have that same problem when I'm potting, man.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want no problems with that. But I think the last time right before we talked was either before or after Tokyo. Like you said in the introduction, I had got the silver there. But man, life after that silver medal has been quite different. I could say. I think that silver medal definitely humbled me in ways that, far from the track, that I could be thankful for. I think it made me a better man, fiance now, as of 2 months ago, to Katie Cronister, the best left-handed pitcher to ever come through Florida. But no, the silver medal definitely changed. So ever since then, I've been to 22. So that was 22 indoors, 22 outdoors, 23 outdoors, 24 indoors. So I've been to 5 major championships, and I haven't lost one since. So I'm going to proclaim that now. We got world championships here in September. I'm going to proclaim that again. Hasn't been the best start to my season. I think after that Olympic gold, there's been a little bit of a lackluster start, as I can admit to. Kind of like Rory right now on the PGA Tour. Ever since he won the Masters, he's been like, all right, is this the Rory that we know? So I kind of like to put myself up there with him. But man, it's been great. Life. I'm setting myself up for life after track, which is also great, man. And hearing you guys talk about SEC football. I'm a huge golf fanatic, wine connoisseur. I love my brown, whether if it's coffee or bourbon. So I'm all over, man. So life's been good. More so on the athletic side, it's been great. But I'm slowly becoming that old head on the track. At the track now, I'm the oldest.
They hitting you with unk?
Say that again.
Are they hitting you with unk?
Not yet. Okay. I'm the old man. I didn't get hit with the unk status yet. But I know it's coming. But I'm one of the oldest. Marquise Dindy, another Gator great. He is the oldest Gator great in our group. So he's definitely the unk. He hosted me on my official visit when I came here in 2015, 2016. So he's holding it down for everybody.
Call him Pop. If you hear somebody call him Pop,
we need to call him Pop.
That means
at that point.
No, but that means Unk's coming in your near future. When he graduates to Pop, that there's an Unk opening.
Yeah, man. So it's been great, man. Like I said, I see the maturity in me. It used to be all about track. It used to be all track. Anytime I talk, I'm Grant, the track star. Now it's just like, I'm just Grant. I think just that just comes with the maturity level, and I kind of like it because I'm starting to see myself outside of the sport, which I would have never thought in a million years. But I'm 27 years old, man. I'm picking up hobbies that I didn't think I would pick up. Doing wine tastings monthly, weekly.
What kind of wine you drinking, Grant?
You name it. I'm subscribed to three people.
Okay.
Between Reverie, Black Chicken, and of course our favorite Camus.
Okay.
But you know,
You're more a California guy.
yeah, I love
Okay.
California. I love my Bordeaux from France. Having the Olympics out there in Paris, I saw my favorite bottle for 16 euros.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
I did the math. I'm like, that's like about give or take $25. I go get my favorite bottle here at Total Wine, 62. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well, clearly know where I need to get my wine from. But man, it's been great. It's been great. Sorry to go on a little ramble.
No, you're good, man. No, I'll let these guys ask questions. I got into wine a few years ago, probably 5 years ago, when everybody was buying bourbon. It was hard to find. So I used to live right across from a wine store, and they had a small little wine counter there. And so I got really into European wine. So I am like a huge wine connoisseur. So to hear somebody else talk about it, that's roughly my age. You know, we're not too far. You know, we're a couple standard deviations away, but that's cool. That's cool.
Decade.
Nick, relax.
And that wine store was a Shell gas station.
No.
Shout
out to Crew Wine.
Entirely different. Entirely different. Now, wait. So
You got an MD-40.
So wait, how does this I'm guessing this is all new. I'm sure in college you party, you enjoy being in college, but wine does not seem to be on the Olympic training plan. So moderation, how are we managing?
However you want to put it, a lot of moderation, tapered moderation. Anytime you splash that word moderation in there, it's always good. But yeah, I think that's one of the big things with me in sport. Just to kind of make a segue is like, I know when to turn on the switch and I know when to turn off the switch. It's just like anything else. If you think about it 24/7, about time it's time for that thing, you're gonna be burnt out.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main thing is like you come home, you take care of your body, you watch your film, you figure out what you can do better, and then afterwards, that's it. Turn off that switch. Go be Grant the high handicap golfer that shanks balls all the way into the trees. Go be Grant that likes to support women's sports. Go be Grant, the fiance. You know what I mean? It's just like I figured that was one of the big things that I lacked. I think that was one of the big things that I lacked in 2021. It was track. And I remember getting to the Olympics and I was in either my semifinal round and I was just like, why do I feel tired? And I don't know if it was, obviously with the time change, from being on East Coast time, then flying all the way to Tokyo. I don't know if it was just, being so track oriented that it kind of like burnt me out or what. But like after that, I was just one of the things where it was like, even like last year, hands down was one of my best years on paper. It was the same thing. It was like, all right, we're here. We're going to worry about track. When we step home, that's it. Watch your film, stretch, feel good for the next day for practice, and then turn off the switch and then go do something else.
What when it to 2021, I was counting the gold medals before it happened. So when you didn't get the gold and got silver, I was shocked because you was dominating, the whole way leading up to it. So what do you think caused it? Outside of you may be thinking overtraining, like what do you think the ultimate thing was where you just didn't finish?
Yeah,
you got silver. I'm not trying to diminish that, but yeah.
I lost a lot of people money that day. I feel bad. I hope it wasn't a lot of people had me in some parlays and I messed it up. So no, I just think it was just one, you look at yourself in the mirror and it was one of the things where I just choked, I had to make the game winning field goal and I kicked it wide left. It's just one of the things where I was prepared. I mean, that year I sneezed on the world record at 1280. I ran 1281 at Olympic trials 3 weeks before the Olympic. Was it about 3 weeks? Let's just say a month before the Olympic Games. And I just didn't get it done. But that day taught me that, like, you can't. I've always said after that, you can't play track and field. You gotta be able to run it at that stage. And Hansel Parchment, great friend of mine. He gave me some signed spikes. It's all up on here, display on behind me. But he just ran an awesome race that day. His season best going into that meet, I want to say it was like 13:14, and then that day he ran 13:04 for a gold medal. So I can't knock him for not having a great day. If I would have ran any time that I ran at trials, I would have won. So it's just one of the things where, the immaturity set in. I wasn't ready for that moment. But then I had to revamp my team. It was a lot of people that were in my corner that were, yes, men and women. They had to get the X, and I had to bring some people onto the team that basically, wasn't going to tell me what I wanted to hear. They were going to tell me what I needed to hear. So that was the main thing between, like I said, the wants and the needs. So I think that was one of the biggest things that ever changed, just to be able to look myself in the mirror saying, you fucked that up, and then being able just to double back, and then, finding people to surround myself with positivity and greatness. And, ever since then, it's been great.
We've got about a year before the next Olympics, Paris 2026, right? No. 28. Okay, so we got a few years before. My bad. I just read in your intro.
You're thinking Winter Olympics.
Thinking about the Winter Olympics.
It's a big hockey guy.
You're not doing the Winter Olympics. You're not doing like bobsled or anything.
I wish I was. I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna take 2026 off. I'm not gonna take it off, but like I have some other stuff in mind that I kind of want to do. It's still gonna be within track, but I'm gonna definitely try to go out my comfort zone and figure out, what can I do to recharge this track and field battery? Because I've been going nonstop since I got obviously high school, but I don't really want to bring up the old. Back in my day,
Go ahead, Unc. Come on, Unc.
But I've been going nonstop since 2017, and that's been one of the things. Like 17 national champion, 18, 19, obviously 2020 COVID was a national champion, and then you take 21, you see a silver medal, and then you just keep going from 22 till now. It's just nonstop, just going. Yeah. So I want to find something that I can revamp and recharge my battery. And then, obviously with that day coming forward, I'll be ready.
Do you want to announce what those are? We got Aiden Meisel's dad, Will. Aiden's a wide receiver on the football team. He's asking if you wanted to do the 400 hurdles.
Will ran track at US too, man.
That sounds like
is not on the docket. I have challenged Ry Benjamin, Olympic gold medalist, and Carson Warholm, world record holder in the 400 hurdles, previous Olympic gold medalist. There's some talks that we want to do some type of 200-meter hurdles, or we want to be able to, throw like a little curveball into that track and field realm where we can get people to watch. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I want to be able to do something that people will be like, okay, Grant can actually compete in this event. The biggest thing is it's a world indoor championship next year. And I can say I'm not going to run hurdles. So I got to find an event that I can be competitive in, and that I can bring home, keep the streak going, coming home of bringing in world titles and world medals coming in.
We need to get like a 200-meter, what is that, steeplechase?
200-meter steeplechase would be good.
Like every 7 meters. Just jump. Everything's in water. Yeah. He also said that you could set a world record in the decathlon if that's something that you're looking to get into as well. What is how do you mentally prepare? So you said that maybe the season didn't start out, or your training hasn't gone maybe the way you wanted. How do you mentally get back to that point where you're like, I know that I am the 94 straight time indoor hurdle winner?
Yeah, so it takes a lot. I take mostly on every single one of my interviews, podcasts, TED Talks. I've always talked about my team, and that's been the biggest people that I have been leaning on since. They see me at my best, and then honestly, I want to say that was probably one of the lowest of lows I've had in track and field in April, and the main thing was Sean Burke, my strength and conditioning coach. He even said, like, this fall you were punching the clock, but you weren't working. And it didn't resonate with what he said. So like I just, let it ponder, let it sit. And then maybe about 4 or 5 days ago, it just hit me what he said. I was just showing up just because I had to, but I wasn't showing up to get better. And that's the people, like I said, I want to surround myself with. So after I got back from China, didn't have the best season opener here at Tom Jones in April. Didn't run the best race in China about mid-April. But I came home and, I sat down with Coach Holloway, my hurdle coach, and we put together a plan. And that's one of the things I just got to kind of just lean on him for, because Coach Holloway is a Hall of Fame coach. Like, he knows what he's talking about. So you gotta do what coaches do best. They think. So I just let Coach Holloway think. He put together a 2-month plan for me, and now I feel like I'm back on my high horse, and I can't wait to get back out there and just start competing.
Shout out to Coach Burke, baseball strength coach as well. He
Body
can
by
move some
Burke.
weight.
Body by Burke.
Yeah. He can move some weight. And I've seen like clips of you guys post on social media. And it's funny because it looks like you're working hard, but someone at your level can go and kind of go through the motions, and you're still working out. You're still working hard. You're getting a sweat in. You probably are tired after it, but that's something that you need a coach probably to check you on, being like, hey, did you get better today? Or did you just show up and do the reps?
Yeah. I mean, my hat goes off to Sean. He knows he's going to be in my wedding. You know, that's how much love and respect we got for each other. And I think one of the biggest things for him and I, we have that tendency we can talk like brothers. We can have that fun like friends. And then as soon as one of us lifts a weight, or one of us start talking about, track and splits, or, some type of business related, avenue, like I said before, the switch is flipped. It goes that fast. So, I appreciate Sean. I appreciate everybody in my corner, because, that was one of the main things after 2021 I wanted to make. I wanted to be able to make that change and be able to say, like, all right, cool. Like, I'm working hard on and off the track. And if I'm not, I need you guys to check me, and vice versa. If I'm working, hard, and I see you guys are just doing lackluster treatment, or lackluster, just to get in and get out, you guys will want me to check you as well. So, I'm thankful for the people in my corner. I'm thankful for those who have, stepped up. Like, even my Pilates instructor, Shannon Foley, she's been going absolutely ham at Encore Pilates here in Gainesville. So if anybody wants a nice challenge, Olympic athlete approved, Grant Holloway says, go ahead and give Shannon a call.
Man, what a great commercial.
No
free advertising, Shannon.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
No free advertising.
What other training you do? You said Pilates, and I know track training is a beast of its own. What other type of training do you do outside of track? Whether it be for your mind state, just keeping you focused. Like, what else do you tap into?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that in this day and age, society, living in 2025, I've joined the crowd of everybody talking to somebody. So I got me my own sports psych. I think that has been game changing since, like I said, 2021. That's one of the things that I take pride in saying. And it's not, I feel like at one point talking to a sports psych, it was like, oh, what a little girl. What a you guys know what I want to say, but I ain't gonna say it. I don't know. I'm good for our audience, but like, I just think it had that stigmatism for a long time. Like, even my parents, there was no like, oh, I feel like I'm sad today. My parents even would say, like, you wake up, you go to the track, or you go to the football field, regardless if you feel good or not. Yeah. You do whatever you got to do, and you leave that internal. Yeah. So now I'm able, I talked to him, Dr. Ross, out there in California. He's been game changer for me. Even this time right now, and even leading up to Olympics, he was challenging me. He was like, don't go out there and make the Olympics at, a different track meet. He's like, what was your favorite track meet as a little boy? And I remember I told him it was field day. That's when I first got in love with hurdles. It was just someone just set up some little plyo sticks, and we were just running as fast as we can. He's like, I want you to go out there, and when you see those 80,000 fans, you think about field day. And I walked out there. I was like, what the hell am I thinking about field? Oh, I see what he did there. It just took that load off. So, sports psych training is good. Like I said, I'm doing Pilates, and then I just live in the treatment room. As I mentioned before on this pod, I'm getting old. I'm getting up there, so I got to be able to take care of my body to the fullest. And that's one of the things that I have to do. So I live in the treatment room. I get treatment 4 or 5 times a week. Somebody is doing some type of manipulation to my body, and I come home and I rest. I make some good food, or Katie cooks some good food for us, and we get on for a day.
Well, I want to get back off the track. Katie, new fiance. What was the engagement like?
Well, if I tell the real story, she'll be upset. So I'll say the real story for when it's just us. And
okay.
But no, man, it was great. As if you're a Gator fan, you know we've been kicking it since 2017. So it's been great, and it was just time, man. So we went down to our favorite restaurant in Orlando, Hillstone. If you haven't tried it and you're listening, there's your date opportunity right there.
Yeah.
If you're in Gainesville, about an hour 45 drive. If you don't hit no traffic in Ocala,
you're going to hit traffic.
You're going to hit that traffic.
You're going to hit traffic.
That's happening.
But no, we went.
Not all of us are as fast as you, Grant. We're hitting that traffic in Ocala.
I'm fast, but I ain't that fast. I hit that Ocala traffic too many times. But no, we went down to our favorite restaurant, and I had one of my best friends, Luis Gomez, take some pictures of us during out the whole night and the whole day. And I popped down on one knee in the public, got a standing ovation, which was I was more nervous about that standing ovation than the standing ovation after the Olympic gold medal. So that just puts it in perspective, man. And it's been great, Life after that, it's been weight lifted off of both of our shoulders, and we're both just trying to figure out ways to continue to keep each other happy, and I think that's the challenging part now.
How long were you guys dating before?
2017.
Do the math. Look,
I got the.
Hey, look,
I got married.
I just say we've been dating 10 plus years, and then look.
I was we're coming up on 2 years of marriage, and about a year, 10 months before I popped the question, I got I won't be your girlfriend this time next year. And I was like, ooh, okay. Yep. All right. Time to
let's get it going.
time to go find a jeweler, bullied. I guess.
He got bullied.
Hey, look, that's the definition of bullied.
I love it, man. Well, Grant, we're going to let you run. Thanks so much for joining us today. Remind everybody where they can follow you on social media, man. Best of luck with everything as you get ready for Paris in 4 years.
Hey, guys, thank you so much. Can't wait to continue to, support you guys. If you're not already following me, you can follow me. It's not a lot to follow, but mainly on Instagram, you can catch workout videos, random posts of my guys' trips, and then you can keep up with my track career. But at Flamingo, 2 A's, 2 O's, and 1 underscore. So FLAAMIGOO _. All platforms, except for Toktik. I was told not to make a Toktik.
Yeah, me either. We're too old for that, Grant.
We're too old, man. Well, we really appreciate it, man. Best of luck with everything. Continue that streak, and we're gonna have you on in the not too distant future, man, and continue to keep up with you. Best of luck with everything, brother, and we'll talk soon.
Hey, right on. I can't wait. Thanks, guys.
All right. Soon. All right, we've got Jayden Woods waiting for us. Before we do that, let's give a quick shout out to our friends over at Game Time Sidekicks. You want a cool cup like this one, go visit GameTimeSidekicks.com. Use promo code Stadium15 at checkout. Keep your hot drinks cold, or hot drinks hot. Yeah, definitely does that. And then your cold drinks cold. So go visit GameTimeSidekicks.com. Best cups in the game. Support a Gator fan living in Knoxville with a great product. Again, GameTimeSidekicks.com. Promo code Stadium15. And with that, we're back to our fun intros here. Next, we're going to welcome Jayden Woods, 6'3", 240 pounds, or at least he was. He might be bigger now. Flipped to the Gators from Penn State not long before National Signing Day. 4-star, top 10 national edge prospect, in a fan favorite. I know a lot of people are excited to welcome Jayden Woods to the program and see how he can make an impact. Jayden, man, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you. Sorry to keep you waiting for a little bit. But when you have an Olympic gold medalist, sometimes you just run a little bit longer. Jayden, everybody is super excited about you. Anytime you can pull a prospect that's committed to Penn State on the defensive line, the fans go nuts, right? So talk to us a little bit about that and your ultimate flip to University of Florida.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The biggest thing for me was, of course, I think the people, first and foremost, Coach Peterson being the main one, but everybody in the building, Coach Napier, just everybody, the whole strength staff, just the whole support staff, everybody. Second biggest thing for me was the scheme. Going into like my decision, thinking about like the scheme and stuff, I was thinking, what's best for Jayden Woods, and, me as a player personally. You can see Penn State's track record, of course, is great and all that, but I think for me personally, myself as a player, I see myself flourishing here better at Florida. So those are the two biggest things for me, flipping to come here.
So being from Kansas, distance not really a factor. Obviously, we're gonna go to Penn State. Penn State is a little bit closer.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's going to be pretty far either way.
Graham's too old, so I'm guessing you didn't play against Graham at all. But what is it like growing up playing in Kansas? We get a lot of kids from South Florida, Texas, Georgia down here. Not too many from the state of Kansas down here in Gainesville.
Sorry, I think I lost you. I can't hear you.
He was asking about. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? While we trying to figure out technical difficulties, y'all smash the like button, subscribe, retweet us on Twitter. All of that, man, don't cost nothing to show love. We appreciate everybody for pulling up and hanging out with us, man. Stadium and Gale podcast. Do you hear us, Jayden? Refresh.
So I can't.
Hold on.
I can't hear for some reason. I can't hear.
All right. Yeah, rejoin, and then we'll get Jayden back on in a second.
You hear us now?
Can you hear us? You might need to click out of it and then click back in, see if that doesn't work.
Hey, bro, you got millennials teaching Gen Z how to do technology, bro. That's crazy. Usually Gen Z is my tech support around here, man.
Can you hear us or not yet? No. While we wait for him, any of you guys been to Kansas? Either one of you guys?
I don't foresee a reason to ever go.
Great barbecue, incredible barbecue. Yeah, right outside Kansas City. Kansas City is in Missouri and Kansas, so you can live in Kansas City, Missouri. But great barbecue. Some of the best barbecue that I've ever had. Oklahoma Joe's, Jack Stack, a couple other big ones over there.
But vegan options?
No. I don't think that they do a lot of vegan in Kansas. The entire Midwest for the most part. All right, let's see. Jane, you got us?
Yes, sir. I got you guys.
All right.
Bang,
Nick was asking you. We were actually on a discussion about Kansas barbecue while you were gone. But what was it like growing up in Kansas and playing football in Kansas?
Oh yeah, I'm a firm believer. Kansas has the best barbecue, hands down, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm going home this weekend. That's probably the first place I'm going to go. Is to my barbecue.
Where are you going?
Spot. It's called Gates Barbecue.
Oh, love Gates.
My grandma loves that place too. That's my spot. I do, yeah. Down south though, it's pretty solid down south there too. But I think Kansas, KC, you can't really beat it.
No.
Do we need to shield you from anybody? Because I know people in North Carolina will defend their mustard-based barbecue.
I've never heard of North Carolina. I've only really heard of Texas and Tennessee.
In Memphis,
now Texas has brisket.
Yeah. I'll give that to them. Yeah, their brisket is pretty good.
You guys are more pork. It seemed like in Kansas, a little bit more pork options than
really. Yeah, it's really just preference. Most people prefer a lot of different things. I'm more of a burnt ends guy. That's my favorite thing. So I mean, really, you can't go wrong with any kind of meat in Kansas City.
Have you? We don't need. I probably know the answer, so don't name any names. Maybe rule out any potential NIL deals. But how does the Gainesville barbecue compare?
I haven't tried it. No, I've heard of Sonny's. I've been meaning to try that. But
okay, you got Shannon Snell.
Yeah.
Shannon Snell on the burner, on the smoker. He'll take care of y'all.
Yes, sir.
I need to get to. Shoot, who was it? Coach Chapman, I think, said that he gets a D-line, the old heads, some Gator greats, that he does a D-line dinner at some point, a cookout.
Really?
That you'll get invited to. He brings back some Gator legends, and they smoke some ribs and they do some stuff. I was trying to get an invite, not a D lineman though. I was told no.
Was there any culture shock when you get down to Florida, weather-wise, just people-wise, anything like that? It's a different planet down here a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely the driving for sure. That's a little different. The people on the road, it's a little more hectic. I feel like out here. Otherwise, I'd say the humidity is a little bit different, but it gets pretty hot in Kansas too. It was reaching 105 last year in the like late summer, but here it's just the humidity. But I feel like I've been getting adjusted well to it throughout spring ball and throughout summer conditioning and all that. So really nothing too crazy. I've appreciated the Southern hospitality. That's definitely a real thing. I've definitely experienced that. I appreciate that definitely though. Probably the big three things I've experienced.
We talked about this. Yeah, I've talked about it before. I lived in Iowa for a couple of years after college, and I wasn't prepared for how humid and hot it got. Just not for as long as it's going to get in Gainesville. You're going to be in for a slightly rude awakening here for the next couple months, but you'll make it fine. What was the adjustment?
We're still preheating summer. Summer's still preheating.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. Been hearing.
No, you have no idea, bro. It's about to get real wicked, man.
That's all I've been hearing.
I go through it as a fan, just walking to the stadium, and y'all got to play in it, bro. So I already know what time it is, man.
Florida is uninhabitable without air conditioning.
That's why it was invented here, Nick.
Fact.
Yeah.
Jane, what was so outside of a little culture shock, getting used to our driving here, the adjustment to the game when you came down here? It seems like you fit in pretty well pretty early on, but what's that adjustment been like for you?
Yes, sir. It's been really good. The biggest focus for me, especially in spring ball, was just the playbook. I knew if I could get the playbook down and understand what we're doing as a defense, it'd be easier to understand what the offense is doing. And simply, especially Coach Peterson, he's been helping me a ton with that, and Coach Reese as well. But just, you focus on your key. You don't try and look at everything the offense is doing. That's when your eyes start getting bad and all that. Focus on your key. Run through your pre-snap assignments and all that, and the game moves much slower when you do that.
I've been covering Florida since 2013. Now with Florida Victorious, I get to stay a little bit longer than those 15-minute Indy. They had you. It looked like, from my standpoint, trying to get you as ready as possible. You were taking a lot of snaps.
Yes, sir.
D-line running around. I see 15 everywhere.
Yes, sir.
J Mike was giving me crap because I told him when we did our first interview, I was like, hey, this isn't California. It's going to be hot. And then that first week of spring, it was beautiful. And he was telling me, like, yo, Nick, I thought you said it was going to be hot. And then towards the middle of spring, what was it like for you? Just obviously the speed of the game is different. The offensive linemen are different.
Yeah.
The coaches are probably louder. But you were being asked to do a lot. How did you handle that? Like you said, you had to get used to the playbook, but
yes, sir.
Knowing it and then being able to do it once you get on the grass, how was that for you?
Yes, sir. I just took it all as a privilege for sure. I know I worked hard for it, but it's still a privilege, definitely. So, taking all the reps and taking all that is definitely just a blessing. So, going through all that, the summer we started practicing in the stadium. That's when those hot days were coming. 12 o'clock on Saturday. Oh yeah, I know exactly what J Mike was talking about. That first week was beautiful though. I remember that.
Well, he wasn't talking to me. I started chirping. Once I felt hot on the sideline, that's when I was like, where'd he go? All right, he had me the first week. But Mother Nature took care of me.
Oh yeah.
What's your room like? Your room is, I would say, I would put a bet down, a wager that you have the loudest position room.
Yes, sir.
On the team with guys like Gums and Sapp.
Yes, sir.
What's it like being around those guys?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I love film sessions, all that. I'm more so the guy that doesn't talk too much, so I just observe all of it. It's just those are great guys to be around. I'm excited to be around them for a full season for sure.
What was your favorite move in high school, like pass rushing move, and have you learned any new ones that you're looking forward to trying this fall?
Yeah. I'd say my favorite in high school, probably pretty simple, honestly. Just a speed chop or a ghost or stab club. Those are my go-tos. But now obviously I'm playing bigger guys, so for me it's really been my speed. Whether it's a speed rush, convert speed to power, speed, sell speed, go inside. Just working cross chop has been my favorite to be working now coming into the summer. So just mix it. I'm trying to just experience with everything, really experiment with everything. Kind of see what sticks best to me with playing with the SEC tackles.
Who's on the team right now? The older guys out of the older bunch. Who are you impressed by, and who's like kind of mentoring you and bringing you along?
Oh yeah, definitely Gums for sure. In my room, Miles Graham. After workouts, we always get some extra corrective work in. Whether it's hips, abs, stuff like that. So Miles was my host as well too on my OV. I'd say them. Sapp, definitely, he's a good mentor as well. Those probably my big three right now for being mentors to me.
What are your expectations for yourself going into your freshman season?
Yes, sir. My biggest ones, of course, just to get on the field in any way I can. Special teams, defense, anyway. I really just want to contribute in any way I can. Honestly, I don't have any like set number goals, anything like that. I just want to maximize my opportunities, work as hard as I can in the summer, and then whatever happens in the season happens.
Yeah, but I know you're a humble kid. I know that you, are going to give the PC answer for me here. But is it going to be that first sack, that first strip fumble? What's that thing that you're most looking forward to then for yourself?
Oh yeah, sack in the swamp for sure. That's probably the biggest thing I'm looking forward to.
You got like a move, or you just kind of guy just runs back to the huddle?
No. What's the celly?
Oh man, the celly in high school I was we were the Land Sharks, but that's an Ole Miss thing.
Oh,
so I
can't do that.
I don't know. I still got to be in Coach Reese. We've been talking about that, so I still got to
maybe throw the Land Shark in Oxford on the road sack.
Stir something up, yeah.
Listen, don't let me get you penalized. I don't need Billy calling me for putting stuff in your.
Nobody's going to be allowed to come on our show because Nick's antagonizing the opposing fan base.
Yes, sir.
I got you on Himothy watch, man. Like there's every year the freshmen come in, it's just guys that can contribute early. You're one of those guys. I think Billy do a good job of bringing mature guys in. You speak very well. You work out in a very serious manner. Are you one of those guys that love the weight room, or is it?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yes sir. Yeah, that was all we did. That's all we did in high school was work out. Especially it wasn't just ego lifting either. It was good competition. We got our form down and all that. So. Yeah, it's a big shout out to my high school coaches too, because they made the weight room fun for us. That's why I love it now.
I'm gonna report back 7 a.m. Are you in the 7 or the 9 lifting group?
9 a.m.
I'm gonna be there. Tyler Miles gave me the invite. I'll be there Friday at squat 7 day. And at 9.
Squat day. We need to see Nick on the squat rack.
He said heavy singles Friday.
Oh yeah, heavy singles, yes sir.
So I'll be there. And Tyler Miles does not let you cheat on a squat rep.
No, sir. Dropping that hole. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about your number. You wore 5 in high school?
Yes, sir. 5.
And your guy Miles not letting you have that on the defense. How do you switch from 5 to 15? Was there any thought process to that? Did they just throw it in your locker? I know we asked Graham, and Graham said they just threw it in my locker. I'm like, they need to stop giving Tim Tebow's number to quarterbacks.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. No, I didn't ask Miles personally. I don't really have an emotional attachment to 5. I wore it all throughout high school. Luckily I got it my sophomore year, so it's kind of just my number. But now I'm wearing 15. I kind of see it as the same as 5, just with the 1 in front. But Coach Peterson, he just asked for my top 3 numbers, and 15 was one of them. So fortunately, I was able to get one of my top 3. So I think 15 is a cool number. Kind of just make my own path with that number, see what happens.
I mean, there is a path with the number 15 at UF.
Definitely on the offensive side.
Different side of the ball.
That's like on the defensive side of the ball. Shout out to Lucius Purifoy. Who I know we kind of talked about who's taking you under your wing and everything else, but from a freshman, your class, who have you gotten closest to?
Oh yeah, definitely my guy Jayden Wiggins. He's my roommate. Yeah, we're always weekends we always go get something to eat. We're doing yoga together and all that. So he's kind of been the guy I've gotten the closest with, but especially all my roommates too. Cam Costman, Hayden Craig, and then we just had Jaden Edgecombe move in too. So all my guys I'm living with, those are my guys.
Listen, this is just the 4 of us talking. How old is Wiggins? He looks he's got to be 35.
Oh yeah,
34.
Call him Preacher, yes sir.
Yeah, he showed up and I was like, who's this man? Whose father is this?
He's a big dude, yeah. Definitely, yeah.
You guys got any more questions before we let Jayden enjoy the rest of his evening?
No, the last one I got, man. Who do you model your game after? Like, who's your favorite pass rusher?
Right now, it's tied between Justin Houston and Hassan Reddick. I base my favorite pass rushers off the guys I'm similar to. So Justin Houston 6'3", 250. Hassan Reddick 6'1", 245. That's right about my range. So kind of watch guys I'm similar to and see what they do. Trying to apply some of their things to my game.
Bro, that's tough. I was like, ooh, Justin Houston, that's an old head, and I just looked it up. We are the same age.
Very well, Nick.
That's tough. Tough.
You are
tough
old.
For the home team.
Who's got the aux? What are you listening to these days?
Oh man, I'm definitely getting influenced down here a little bit. By a couple guys I've never heard before. But I'm still kind of the same. I'm really open to anything, to be honest.
What Florida rappers you listening to, man? Put me on.
I don't know if he's a Florida guy, but Rack Baby, he's a new guy I've been listening to.
Okay.
And then obviously I got like Bossman D-Lo and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan knows.
Oh yeah. By my
Yeah, y'all know Boss Man D-Lo?
No, I've not heard of Boss Man D. I'm sure he's great though. I'm sure he's great.
What?
So you're getting influenced music. What some Florida lingo maybe you get in the locker room? Some Florida lingo that you're like, wait, what?
Nothing too much. I guess just JIT. Bob. Yeah. I've known about that even back when I was in Kansas. But
okay,
no, nothing really too different. No, honestly.
Yeah, JIT has gone national.
Yeah,
that's a Florida thing.
Yeah, it is a Florida thing. It's going national though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Jayden, man, I know everybody that is on this podcast has spoken very highly of you. You're an incredible young man as well. Very respectful man. We're super excited to watch you play. Like I said, when you flipped to Florida, the internet was going crazy. I'm not sure if you saw that, but anytime you get a player of your caliber to commit, the fans get excited. And then obviously everything that you've done, man. But we wish you the best of luck this upcoming season, and hopefully we'll have you on the show again.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your time.
Awesome.
See you Friday morning.
Yes, sir. Friday morning.
Put him on the squat rack, Jayden.
Yes, sir.
I don't think we're lifting the same. I don't think we're squatting the same.
We'll see you later, Jayden.
You'll be in the kicker group.
Yeah, with my people.
With your people.
Those are my people. Trey Smack was Swamp King. How dare you? How dare you?
Hey, man, I respect
there better not have been specialist slander in my absence.
No, we specifically didn't talk about it. We specifically didn't talk about the specialist while you were gone.
Slander by omission.
The numbers of the show went up. It was weird, but
disgusting. Disgusting.
All right, guys, we have a lot to talk about when it comes to the world of recruiting. The Gators landed five
boys stay hot.
Yeah. So Gators now up to the number 13 ranked class in the country right now. A lot of jokes being made by people about Florida being in the 50s and the 60s. And we said, we'll care about recruiting when it comes to December. We're obviously going to talk about it on the show. So we're going to go through each one of those. Jayden McCoy is the first one we'll go over. 6'7", 245 pounds, 4-star prospect, ranked number 121 nationally and number 16th overall defensive lineman, committed to UF 2 days ago over LSU, Texas, and Auburn. So I'll let you guys talk a little bit about him, and then I found a huddle tape. It's a couple years old, but we'll watch that. I'll get that teed up.
No, great get. Defensive line recruitment is just through the roof each class, man. They bringing in absolute studs. And a lot of these guys, it reminds me of Bama when they were, I'm not saying we're like Bama, but what Nick Saban did was bring in guys that were close to their peak already. So the development isn't the same. And that's what I'm getting the vibes of the defensive line room. Like, you're getting guys that can contribute pretty early. It don't take 2-3 years to get them on the field. So I like the get, man. Whether it's stopping the run or pass rushing, I think he's good at both. I think he's a guy you can also flex and do inside and outside things, a little what Tyreek Sapp is doing, but just great recruiting. They're going to heat up, like Dan said. I'm not going to stress that. We know this staff can recruit. That's their strong suit. Evaluating talent, getting guys in, building relationships, even the team. Just building and the family building on campus. They're good at all of that. We just got to see the in-game coaching. But this is a great get. I like every get we got, too. We're going to go through it, but I don't think there's no fluff. Regardless of the stars, I think they're evaluating well and bringing talent in. But this is a guy that could play on the other side of the ball. Good get off. Once he gets in the strength and conditioning program, it's going to be through the roof, man. But you see him on the other side of the ball making a lot of tackles for loss in this if you're watching on YouTube with us.
Incredible
platform.
Well, it's a visual platform as well. We have 1,800 people watching, Nick, so we want to cater to them as well. So big get for the Gators. Jayden McCoy committed to UF, 4-star. Like I said, ranked 121 nationally.
Super low.
Next up for the Gators, I'll try to tee up this video a little bit quicker, is going to be Marquise Daniel. Marquise Daniel is a 6'5", 182-pound 4-star receiver, ranked 178th nationally, number 25 overall wide receiver, long, smooth route runner. committed to Florida over Auburn. So what are your thoughts on?
Just down the road from Auburn, like less than an hour, 6'5", 187. I'm pulling up a text message. I have a friend who coaches football in Montgomery, and I sent this. I sent him his 247 profile, and he said I coached against him. Cold effing blooded, so good. Think about Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Okay.
I stopped asking questions.
I like that comp.
Stopped asking questions. But big, smooth route runner, like Dan said. Kid really moves. This is a position that we have not questioned Billy. Receiver, that's kind of been his bread and butter since he was at Clemson, Arizona State, and then the proof's in the pudding. What they've gotten at receiver since Billy's been here at Florida.
Yeah, Billy G's a new man. He's new. I think he evaluated pretty good when he brought in the guys that weren't as highly rated, like the guys we're getting under Billy Napier. Like he brought in the Freddie Swains and the Kadarius Tonys, who he developed.
Let's give you some flowers. There was. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Me and the Twitter, me and the timeline buddies, man. It was a group effort. They definitely didn't want Freddie Swain at the time. We had to start a whole hashtag, but I think Billy G's recruiting at a better clip under Billy Napier, and that's what Billy Napier made his name at the receiver position. But you beat this kid out for Auburn. Auburn was where a lot of people and most of his predictions were landed for him to go to Auburn.
Right.
Bama wasn't really strong after him from what I saw. That could change, but this kid is a flat-out baller. Just another straight up killer. I think the receiver class is going to be elite one more time. Jump balls. Like you seeing this 6'5" kid return kicks, and it's looking smooth. It don't look awkward. And you're not going to see a lot of 6'5" kids returning kicks.
Well, especially 6'5" at the junior year of high school.
Correct.
There's probably another inch or two pause that he might go. And certainly Florida.
It's direction at 6'5" is crazy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're good. I think ultimately Florida probably needs some taller receivers. They had to go in the portal this year to get J. Mike out of that crew. They have some unbelievable talent at the receiver position. It is maybe on the shorter end compared to what Florida fans might be used to. But 6'5" guy that can go up and high point the ball and like Corey was saying, just has incredible moves and athleticism for a guy that is 6'5", and then a great burst of speed as well. So a big get, I think for the Gators, I think he's going to have a big impact when he joins the program.
I think they had him at 190 too when he came and visited.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. It's you guys have seen it, definitely, Corey. They have like those tape measures on like the walls all throughout the Heavener. And like, as you're walking through, you see them. They've got them in the weight room and stuff. Like, it's easy to get a kid real quick. And then they have them jump on the scale, which is right between the indoor and the weight room. So they get kids measurements whenever they're on campus. I think every time they come on campus too. And I think they had them at 190. So you're looking at someone as a junior in high school going into his senior year, 6'5", 190 already. Long, lean, still. Really, really solid prospect.
Yeah. No, I definitely think he's a guy. Yeah, he's a guy that I think could climb the rankings as well. Next, we'll go over Carson Baker, running back, 6 foot, 6'1.5", 195 pounds to 210 pounds. I couldn't find a number that was solidified. So somewhere in between there, 4-star running back, number 202 overall, number 8 running back in the country, powerful runner, fluid stride, chose Florida over FSU, Ohio State, and South Carolina. So let's look a little bit about Carson Baker. And Corey, what are your thoughts?
Kid's fire. Like Jalubi's doing what he do, man. I like the film. Verified speed is definitely there. As my guy in the comments put down, I think every position player, Billy's gonna make sure he got that verified speed. But yeah, bro, ain't a whole lot to say, man. You're gonna see a lot of, if you watch his huddle clip, if you're not watching on YouTube, you're gonna see a lot of long runs, 80, 70 yarders, those type of runs, man. So super explosive. He can catch out of the backfield. Does a lot of things that the Duke kid. What's Duke last name? Forgetting his last name.
Waltez Clark.
Clark.
Yeah, Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, does a lot of similar things to him. Similar explosive abilities, but yeah, it's a traditional Billy type running back, bro. Jaluk is in his bag.
Yeah, no, a great prospect. You beat some great talent out for him. I think that he can, also rise the rankings. We're still relatively early on, for these guys. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of movement in the rankings going into next year. I know 247 has him as a 3-star. I know some folks have him significantly higher on the running back board.
3-star.
No,
Whoever got him as a 3-star need to be drug tested.
247 Sports. 247 Sports.
That's our favorite.
You gotta send Quest Diagnostics over there, man. See what's up.
I didn't know Quest makes house calls.
You gotta deliver the packages, bro. Because that kid is a bona fide 4-star. It's not even a middle of the road 4-star. It's like this too. Like with Juke, like with Jaluk, whoever Jaluk is like the Saban offer, right? Whoever Jaluk offers, once he go out the kid, he's got the respect as far as what he's been bringing in. You get that kid 4 stars. I don't care who he is. If Jaluk offers him, or if he commits to Florida under Jaluk, get that boy 4 stars.
It's hard to argue, right? You got to look at the offers and everything else, but that kid is not a 3-star based on that video. Now, I'm not a scout, but I mean, I've seen some of the scouts at 247. Next, offensive tackle. Offensive tackle. I'm going to mess up his last name, and I apologize. Tyler Chikuim, 6'6", 290 pounds, 3-star offensive tackle, number 36 overall tackle in the country. Big frame, high ceiling. Committed to Florida over Florida State and Ole Miss. Do not have the huddle clip.
I'm gonna give them a nod on this. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
We were going to say the same thing, so you can go ahead.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them the nod on this just from how they've been developing at a position. I do want to see us recruit at a higher ranking. I'm not a ranking guy. I do like how lean and athletic both of the tackles get. We'll talk about the other tackle as well. I like how lean and athletic they are. And the way they've been developing, I'd give them the nod in that capacity. But I would like to see them recruit at a higher ranking, is what I would say.
Already squats 400 and deadlifts 425.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, big. I mean, obviously they have an idea of what they want, right? These are all tall guys. We'll talk about the other offensive tackle here in a second. All still relatively lean. There's Jordan. Still, have the frame to add more weight. But I think that there's something that you can tell in a lot of these offers, not just the guys that committed, but what type of frame you're looking for. And that's that tall frame. And I think that you can see some things. I do not know how to scout for the offensive line, right?
I like what I'm saying. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We've been saying this for a while. Like they have a type. Like when they get offensive line, anyone on the offensive line, but specifically tackles, buddy, you're getting swiped left if you're 6'4". 6'5", they like big-bodied offensive tackles. I've seen a bunch of people on Twitter, not calling it X, Twitter, kind of trying to troll taking 3-star offensive linemen, and like Jake Slaughter was a 3-star. He's got a brick.
It's a developmental position.
Cyrus Torrance, was he even a 3-star?
No, I think he was a 2-star unranked. I forgot. Well, I don't think you have 1-star rankings. I noticed that.
I don't know. Jordan, weren't you a 1-star? While he has mic issues. While he has the mic issues, I'm going to ask these questions.
Nick comes back.
He can't defend himself
for one show. Doesn't even introduce or say hello to Jordan. He's already throwing shade.
What up, 2-5?
I like this kid. Watching the, I do like his tail. I like his pass rushing. I like the way he get to the second level with a mean streak. He's trying to pancake things. I'm not mad at any of the takes. I don't think these guys reach for guys. I think they got their board. I know. I've seen their board. They have these guys on their board, so it's not like they're whiffing totally. These are guys that they evaluate and that they like. So, looking at his film, I know it took Dan a little minute to find it, but I'm not mad at it. These are highlights. Keep in mind, but offensive line is a developmental position. And I think between offensive line in its totality and also defensive tackle, I think is one of the most misevaluated positions in college football recruiting. So don't get caught up in. Some of our best linemen at the University of Florida have been 3 stars.
Yeah, no, and I know that he's caught, some flack during his time at Florida. And obviously I think that we all want Florida to recruit those 4-star and those 5 stars, those difference makers. But I think that there's enough trust in Rob Sale's development and what he's been able to put together. When you look at who Florida has on their offensive line right now, they don't have a offensive lineman higher than 160th in the country, I think is their highest, or they've not, really produced or gotten a lot of those highly ranked 4-star and 5-star guys and developed them into one of the best offensive lines in the SEC and maybe in the country. Right. So I think that there is definitely some leeway here that maybe didn't exist a couple of years ago to prove that, hey, this is a guy that's probably and hopefully not going to see the field for. He still has an entire senior year and then maybe 2 to 3 years in Gainesville. So we're talking 4 years from now. That'll be Stadium and Gale's 10th anniversary when we're talking about him, potentially playing right tackle at the University of Florida. So I think his tape looks good. I'm not a talent evaluator, but from everything that I can see, he looks like he's mauling just about everybody that he's going up.
Yeah. This kid's mean. Joey, what's up with it, man?
What up? I'm all good.
You're all good. Just in time to talk about Javari Lucas. So I know you have some hot takes about
Javari Lucas.
The last one is Javari Lucas, 6'5", 305 pounds, 3-star, ranked 97th as the offensive or 97th overall offensive tackle in the nation. Committed to Florida today. Visited campus back in May. But again, your thoughts on Javari Lucas while I get his. Oh, I'm sorry. I should announce just because of who we have on the show from Glade Central High School in Belle Glade, Florida. All right, Corey, since he's from Belle Glade.
Shout out to the crib, man. 561. Mr. Bean 561 in the comments, bro. I see you, man. We got to hold down it, man. Florida's always at its best when we got some of that 561 in the building. But I like Javari. He's also Kevin Taylor's cousin. Some relations there. So, a little family business going on here. But I seen this kid last year. I know my dad watched this show, and I told my dad, I said, bro, Glade Central got a big lineman again. They got some huge kids at tackle. And if you're watching the clip, you'll see a couple big guys. It's been a while since Glade Central had linemen like that. But this kid's athletic. Some people, the Twitter's going to do what it do. Everybody wants to see the 4 stars, but this kid is not a project. I don't even think the last kid we just saw I would consider a project. I think these are athletic tackles that could get to the second level. They pass protect well, run block well. And then you got to, like these areas like this, man, you can start chase all you want, but these offensive line coaches do a good job. I had some offensive line coaches from Glade Central hit me up when DeCosta was out there saying, these guys are active. A lot of coaches aren't active, showing up to recruit and, asking a lot of questions of the staff. So, they're out and about in the muck, finding guys, keeping these guys home. That's a Gator town.
Well, in playing some elite talent down in Palm Beach.
Oh, yeah, the best of the best. Some of the best football. We're serious football around here.
I mean, especially defensive line, that edge, right, to be able to block. Not every school that they go up against is going to be, a powerhouse, but those are some top linemen that are going to go play Division I football on the opposite side of him.
Yeah, shout out to that. No, it's a great get. I like our offensive tackle, solidifying the offensive line, getting them boys in. I know we got some more fireworks on the way. Shout out to the whole coaching staff, man. They just in their bag right now. Do not sweat recruiting. If you want to bicker and argue with any other Gator fan about recruiting, that's on you. But we've seen this coaching staff close. They could get talent. We got to see that in-game coaching change, but talent acquisition is not going to be an issue in Gainesville as long as Billy's there.
Yeah. In the world of recruiting, do want to announce 4-star defensive lineman target Vadney Cleveland, who we've talked about on this show. He's visited Florida, Georgia, and Auburn. He canceled a visit to Texas he did visit Texas this past weekend. He canceled a visit to Miami this weekend, but he's going to make his announcement on the 21st of June. So in 5 days here. So hopefully we get the chance to talk about him in a couple of days. And then On3's got to work on their website, man. It's crashing right now. So what are your thoughts on Vodnik League? Do you have any?
Oh, I'm gonna wait till I get them. I don't want to talk crazy. They clip me up.
Okay. All right.
They would clip me up, man.
That's
Hey, chat, clip that.
That's a guy.
They would clip me up, man. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for us to land them, but that would be an absolutely monster get, bro. Previously committed to Bama, decommitted and been taking his rounds, man. So I'm gonna wait for it to come into fruition this weekend. We'll see what happens, and then we'll go from there. But he's a monster. The kids, you just gotta land. Locked down in Southeast, Billy.
Oh, we forgot. We talked about him on last show too. I knew I forgot somebody. Not long after our show, Kakua Amua, the tight end, the 6'6", 200.
Oh yeah, IMG
tight end from IMG. He committed to Florida. Right now, it looks like in the recruiting prediction machine, Vodnik Cleveland is kind of neck and neck with Texas. If you care about that kind of stuff, it does seem like Florida is maybe picking up a little bit there. And then Trenton Henderson, this is a big piece of news. This was announced that he is going to be making his commitment here soon. Offers from Auburn, Texas, Michigan, LSU, kind of a who's who of schools. But he's potentially the next guy that's going to commit here. Ranked number 59 overall in the country, the number 11 edge and the number 10 player in Florida. I can pull up his highlight film if you guys give me a second.
It's high too.
Left his OV saying Florida's the school to beat. Canceled the USC visit. Tweeted.
He's going to Texas this weekend, right?
Tweeted. Yeah. I was just scrolling through. So he, let's see. He retweeted Hayes saying start of a big 3 to 4 days. That was 3 days ago. Will not be taking my visit to USC this weekend. That was 8 hours ago.
Don't blame him.
And then official visit locked in to Texas June 20th through 22nd this weekend.
Okay.
It's crazy.
This kid's incredible. This kid is
crazy.
He's a different type of player. But to me, he's like a Jayden Woods impact type. Like that's a guy that can come on campus in year one and make an impact. Now, Florida has some talent, but
I'm telling you,
this kid is incredible. I think that he's somebody that's gonna. What did I say? He was like the number 56 overall player in the country. I think that this is the guy that could easily get into the 20s, 30s, 40s.
Oh, look how he set that edge, bro. Look how he set that edge. Nilly can learn from this kid.
He's got
Carolina Panther, Princey Umamielon.
Yeah, he still can learn from this kid for sure. Set the edge, baby. Nah, the kids like this is why you don't have to go into the portal as strong either, right? Getting kids that can contribute and play as freshmen, these type of ball players. So don't go crazy when we don't get super aggressive in the portal when we're getting guys like this. So this would be an incredible get. But it looked like we're in the battle with Texas for a couple coming down the stretch here.
Yeah, and I'm sure NIL is going to be a big thing. So we'll see, right? We're not going to.
How much money we got, Nick?
Nick, get him the Lambo. All right, so
sign up for a membership today at FloridaVictorious.com. You too can.
So right now,
student athletes at the University of Florida.
Florida is ranked 13th in the country right now. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they are 6th in the SEC, just a little bit behind Alabama and Tennessee in those rankings. I think that number will change here soon, but that puts 6 4-stars and 6 3-stars. There may be a loss. I don't want to, precipitate a potential bad situation, but I don't know if Jameer Perez, the defensive lineman from Glenville High School in Cleveland, Ohio, will be in the class much longer. But we'll wait and see on that. But what are your overall thoughts right now? Marquise Daniels, your top prospect, followed by Jarraylen McCoy, Justin Williams, Caden Hall, and then Carson Baker, your top 5. And then Will Griffin, who seems to be embracing that quarterback and team leadership role. What are you guys' thoughts on the recruiting class so far?
And on pace. We're pacing. Like I think the time frames is changing. I like the staff's their strategy to this because it's more of a marathon. Like getting kids committed in February and March. In junior day used to be a thing of the past. I like how they try to peak over the summer right before the games get played, and then your official visits are done, and then you can get kids to come to the games throughout the fall to keep them engaged with the program, etc. So I like the approach, man. Once they start playing football games as well, it's hard to play the games, right? It's hard for you to, do the full I'm gonna flip thing until like maybe early signing day. So I like that we peak right before the games get played, and then let the games play out. If we win big, we already got a top 10 class just to pile on and just poach some other programs for guys we may have missed on in February, March. So I like the approach. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I feel the same way about it, honestly. I feel like it'd be good going into the season, know that we got a couple of dudes under our belt that we like. You never know. Hopefully they got some other good friends out there, good prospects that we want to get into. That's kind of the way that it kind of happens in the recruiting world. Like, you want to team up with a dude or something like that from another team. Y'all met at an all-star game or something. He like trying to drag another dude, a 4 or 5 star, to come decommit from Texas or Georgia, whatever it may be. So locking in some guys early will probably be good, man. Hopefully they can do some recruiting for us as a recruit and kind of help us out there.
All right. And then lastly, this is an article from Edgar Thompson. Florida is projected to spend $2.4 million this upcoming year on basketball, which is obviously a huge jump. Florida spent over their budget for this season is up to $200 million for the athletic budget. Basketball spending, that 2.4 is a 20% increase, and had a big surplus as well. So 13.4% increase there's been a 13.2 increase in spending between 2019 and 2024. Obviously, some of that is going to be in response to the House versus NCAA settlement as well, but a lot of money being pumped into the University of Florida basketball program. Their budget will be about $10 million this upcoming season. Football expenses were $33 million from $30 this upcoming year. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I want to see how once a good fall happen, right? I want to see how aggressive. I think I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think this roster changes. And I know they haven't been as aggressive in the portal, but looking at what we may lose, I want to see how they approach the portal, and how aggressive we may be with those type of funds. Because the basketball team, after a successful season, got aggressive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This article said Gators boosters raised $38.3 million for the 2025-2026 season. And the UAA also asked departments and programs to reduce expenses by 5%. So there's your budget update, courtesy of Edgar Thompson. Unrelated, thankfully.
Shout out to my guy.
Yes, so he's got one person that's calling him his.
I appreciate him. Yeah, I appreciate him putting all of that together so we could talk about it on the show. That brings us towards the end of the show. Jordan, sorry we missed you again. I know you got to be a dad first. That's most important. You had a good Father's Day?
Yeah. Pretty good, pretty chill. Went and did some pool and barbecue as usual. The good traditional little Father's Day. So wasn't too mad at it.
Were you on the grill?
I was.
Would we
Gotta work for Father's Day.
You cooking on Father's Day is wild. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You went and had butterless hibachi. I'd rather be on the grill.
Touche. I have no rebuttal. Touche.
Still got it. Still got it.
Man, well, we appreciate everybody for watching. before we do that, one final shout out to our friends over at Alumni Hall. Go visit alumnihall.com or go visit them in Gainesville on Archer Road. Anything that you could want Florida Gators related, they're going to have. Should you have a non-Florida Gator fan, but maybe an SEC fan in your life that you're looking to get a present for, Alumni Hall also services much of the SEC as well. So they've been a long-term sponsor of this show, and that's because you guys go support them. That is alumnihall.com or Alumni Hall in Gainesville on Archer Road. Before we leave, as a reminder, July 27th, our event at First Magnitude Brewing. Tickets will be available. Our tickets are available, and the link is available on our Instagram and Twitter page. And also in the YouTube comments, if you scroll back maybe an hour and 34 minutes. Other than that, Nick, welcome back. You get Song of the Week. We changed the rules. No pirate shanties, though.
I'm in some time to recalibrate. I had a pirate shanty.
Welcome back, man. Glad to have you back, brother.
Hell yeah.
Glad to have you back, man. Just want to say that, bro.
All right, so it's going to be Wellerman. Dan, you writing this down?
Write it down, Nick.
Wellerman, get my sea shanty off. No, let's go with, I was going to go with a nice country ditty, but I'm going to go with I'm Back by Eminem. Going all the way back to 2000. Coming back with a vengeance.
I hope you didn't listen to that Lil Wayne while you was out. That would have made you sicker.
Yeah.
My dog,
There were a couple. I saw you say that like his music hasn't aged well. There's a couple I have to listen to a couple times because he's all wordplay.
Yeah, you gotta really sit down and just let it marinate for a second.
I didn't want to sit down and let it marinate, you know.
Okay. Well,
pause.
I'm Back, Eminem, my guy. That's a 25-year-old album. I saw Eminem re-released an album, some Shady LP. So that's what I was listening to a little bit, the re-release of that. So I'm Back, I think, is from that album.
It does a re-release sound thing.
Slim Shady. It's literally just.
Is it Eminem's version?
It just popped up again on my Apple Music. That's all.
Sometimes they tweak like they'll tweak the beat or little things if they don't own the music, right?
Yeah.
So they got this new thing where you could go back and re-release, re-record it, etc. So they'll tweak a few little things here and there with the music.
That happened with Wayne when he did the Drought 3. Changed up a bunch.
Who?
Wayne when he did re-release
or you forgot
Drought 3.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. A few years ago.
Okay.
No.
Dan's gonna have.
As I've always been known on the show, is a hip hop head here.
Yes.
You don't know who Boss Man D-Lo is, so
No, I don't. No, but I'm gonna definitely go check him out. It's priority number one, written down in the old book here.
The wrong thing.
Dan wrote it down in his hip hop diary.
He's been in some sticky situations, you know.
No dizzy.
Well, I got to
search Boss Man D-Lo, boy. Ain't no telling what might come up.
Telling what you about to find such his name. But be careful. Make sure you're under Apple Music only.
How do you do D-Lo? Is it just D-L-O?
Dan, I think you should just
D-L-O.
Yeah, maybe just, this might be a road you should.
I just wasn't sure if he's following proper grammatical procedure, what he was doing. Right? I want to make sure I find the right guy.
Yeah,
next week we'll come back with a full album review, top to bottom.
Okay. Top of the show.
You never know. I get the chance to choose a song every 4 weeks. And who knows? Maybe we'll get NBA Youngboy or Boss Man D-Lo.
Probably new friends, whatever the friends.
Big Booty Mix Volume 26 came out while you were gone, Nick. I hope you listened to it. It's great. It's a banger. Maybe the best one they've done.
Oh man.
Jordan, Miss Rachel's got the house on lock. We're gonna end up with Miss Rachel song of the week soon. My goodness, Miss Rachel has got my daughter in a trance.
I got a big booty mix, man.
Embedded
in my Volume 26. Been getting after 26 spins in a row now. So, all right, guys. Well, we appreciate everybody for watching, and certainly welcome back, Nick. Man, you were very much missed. And we hope to see you guys same corner, same time. We got a lot of announcements over the next couple of weeks. We're actually going to stick around and chat about those after the show. So a lot of announcements for you guys over the next couple of weeks for the show. We appreciate everybody for joining, everybody for watching. Hit the share button, hit the like button, the subscribe button. All of that helps us get out to the masses. Follow us on social media at Stadium and Gale on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And we will see you guys same corner, same time next week.